Have your attention here in the Media Center. We're continuing on with today's media availabilities with Kyle Larson, driver of the number 5 HendrickCars.com Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports. Kyle, welcome back home to Sonoma, and how's it like to be back here, really where it all began for you?
Yeah, or near where it kind of began, because I didn't grow up doing this stuff. But no, it's good to be back home or close to it, and good to be in the Napa Valley and hanging out with friends and doing all the fun stuff that Napa has to offer. And yeah, come back to a track that I enjoy and have ran decently at in the past. So hopefully we can have another solid weekend.
We'll open the floor for questions. We'll start up front with Jordan, and then we'll go to Zach.
Jordan Bianchi, The Athletic. Your qualifying average here is 3.8, which is absolutely ridiculous. How are you such a good qualifier here?
I really don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. But yeah, it's always gone well for me here. From the first times I've been here to qualify, and then we went on a string of 4 or 5 poles in a row, and yeah, I mean last year I think we qualified 5th. So I don't know. We had one where we were pretty bad, I think, in the next gen car.
16th.
Yeah, qualified in the teens. But other than that, it's been really good.
Your crew chief, Cliff Daniels, is known for his motivational pep talk sometimes, before races, during races. As a driver, how do they resonate with you? Are there times when they really kind of like pump you up? Or are there other times when you're like, you just kind of shrug them off? Just what's your reaction to those, General?
No, I think he's really good at articulating words and thoughts and all that, and seems to always know kind of the right thing to say at the right time. So yeah, I would say, if anything, not that it gets me like pumped up or anything, it just kind of gets me refocused or more focused on what's ahead. So and I would say the same goes for probably everybody on our team, that deals with Cliff. So yeah, he's just good at it.
Go back to the left, Zach.
Zach Sterniolo, NASCAR.com. Kyle, this battle for the regular season championship has really tightened up over the last couple of weeks. There's now 5 guys within 48 points. How do you perceive that battle, especially with a couple of road courses like here in Watkins Glen still to come, where there are points on the table if you don't want to flip the stages? What's your perception on how that battle has shaped up now with 7 or 8 races left?
Yeah, just it's really tight. So hopefully we can kind of get back on a run of being consistent and getting stage points. I feel like we've still kind of been consistent. We just haven't finished as high as we have early in the year, and then we've been missing out on stage points. So we've kind of lost track a little bit there, and others have been doing a good job, and Chase is always consistent, so he's just quietly kind of there. After his win that he had, I was shocked. I didn't even know he was that close in points. So, and then William's been really strong, but he's had some bad luck here in a couple races lately. So it's just kind of when the leader of the points can't really get away, it just it brings it all together. So yeah, there's still a lot of racing left though, and you can really kind of, if you go on a good run, you can stretch out, here pretty quickly.
Is there anything you can point your finger toward as far as like why you guys as a team have maybe, I don't know, you guys have set such exceptionally high standards for yourselves over these past couple of years? Is there anything you can point to in this recent stretch that you feel like you haven't been executing or collectively at that same level?
I don't know. Honestly, I feel like we've been, for what we have on the racetrack, I feel like we've executed really well. Just on paper, it looks like we're just very average, which we have been. But we've taken days where we've been not a top 10 car and finished in the top 10 or even top 5, and those days, although they're not fun, they are rewarding at the end of it, because I think a lot of times in my past, I'll try even too hard and make big mistakes and crash, which I mean I've done that here lately some also. But yeah, I don't know, just haven't been as strong as we've wanted to be here lately. You know, we've gone to some tracks where when you look at results from the past, you know, we haven't been quite competitive or like race winning speed. So it's kind of carried over to this year at some of those places too. But yeah, I'm confident when we come here to Sonoma. You know, it's a good track for us. But you know, it's a different tire than we had here last year. So, you know, I'm sure that will present you know, some differences and challenges. But yeah, just gotta try to have some car speed and then execute along with it.
Additional questions? We'll go to Bill and then to Lee.
Hi, Kyle. A number of people who've already been on the track have talked about how it's different, the repave, but then the patches and other changes that the track has gone through since the repave. You tested here earlier in the year, or drove, I thought you did, I'm sorry.
No.
I was going to ask you if you'd felt the difference, but obviously
No.
I thought you had tested here.
Nope.
Okay,
Nope.
so it'll be a surprise to you as well.
Yeah, we'll get out there and check it out. I mean, it doesn't look like new pavement or like, you know, a year old. It looks old and wore out already. So yeah, I'm sure you know, it's been over a year since I've been here anyway, so I don't remember it last year. But just reading my notes, it sounded like last year had a lot of grip. So I would imagine we'll have a little less grip this time.
We'll go to Lee and then to Ryan.
Lee Spencer, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio and CatchFence.com. Cliff decided to pitch you kind of late last year, and you had fresher tires than the guys that you were, you know, attempting to pass there at the end. How did that help you attack in the closing laps?
Well, yeah, I mean, anytime you're on a, you know, tire advantage like that, it helps. But, you know, at any point it can kind of go sideways if a caution comes out, you know, so then you're restarting, you know, mid-pack again. So, yeah, the race just kind of played out in our favor last year with the strategy that we committed to. And, yeah, you know, it worked out. We had a great car, too, I think, you know, so we could have been on other strategies probably and been okay also. But the strategy that we were on, yeah, I mean, without having the cautions at the end, it really, you know, helped me, you know, be on offense and make the moves I needed to. And really, when I had that much of an advantage, you know, people weren't really fighting me off. You know, I'd catch them and they'd just let me go. So it didn't really, you know, limit me on lap time as I was coming through.
And since you grew up in North Cal, and I think you came out, Tuesday or something, what do you do up here to have fun, relax, just kind of get away from the grind?
Yeah, you know, it's definitely been a grind for me lately. So it was good to get out here and, you know, not have any extra races and whatnot. So yeah, we came out on Tuesday, met up with Abreu's, had dinner at Mustard's Grill, and then Wednesday laid by the pool, and then Rico and David and their family, they had like a fundraising thing that they had sold earlier, I think in the year or last year, and so we got to run go-karts at their track, and they had, you know, dinner on their property, you know, with a lot of people, so that was a lot of fun. Thursday we did some wine tasting, and yesterday we didn't do anything. I brought my bike out here, so I rode my bike, so that was nice and relaxing too.
Brian?
To kind of go off of that question a little bit, did this week kind of help your mindset a little bit preparing for this weekend, and kind of how you plan to break some of the issues you've had in the past and help you reset maybe in a way to kind of prepare for this weekend? How did that kind of affect your overall mindset?
I mean, we'll see. You know, a lot of times I don't think it matters, you know, for results on the track, but for me, I think Sonoma kind of always falls at a good time of year to enjoy some nice weather and things off the track, to kind of just be a normal person again and take your mind off competition, because it's so easy to just immerse yourself in it every day, and some people thrive on that, and I would say I typically am as that guy too, but a lot of times it's good to get away from the, you know, racing and yeah, I think that can really recharge you. So yeah, I feel ready to go. You know, I'm happy to be here and happy to be back at a track that we ran so well at last year.
And what can you tell me just about the track, what you like about it, where you found success, and really what you think probably separates you from the other drivers and the reason why you've had so much success?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I definitely enjoy it. I don't know, you know, it's a flowy track, and although, yeah, there's, you can call it a lot of corners. There's really not, so I feel like the less corners on a road course, the better off I am. But yeah, I think the repave really helped me. I don't think I excel at tracks, on road courses that wear out tires, because I don't know, I just sling the car around a lot, so I feel like I'm hard on tires. So the repave I thought last year really helped me, and yeah, we'll see if it does again this year. But yeah, it's just a good track.
Come up front here.
Hey, Kyle, Access Sacramento. Hey, as you bring your dirt racing and you're bringing other guys into the NASCAR sport, such as Corey Day and guys like that, how do you think your influence is bringing into the both sports? And also, I see we also understood Roto-Rooters also sponsoring your dirt racing. How does that affect you? As obviously you being a champion in NASCAR, and you've been through all these things. How does that work with you?
I don't know. I mean, I've always kind of done it, so I don't really think or feel like I'm doing anything different. I just, since joining Hendrick, I've had a lot of success, and then now there's more eyes, I feel like, on me in both this as well as dirt racing. And then guys like Corey Day, he's young and up and coming, and it was great. It wasn't just me that got him into Hendrick. His family had a relationship with Jeff Andrews and Jeff Gordon and all that. So but yeah, it's neat to see him kind of here and learning and trying to get better and learn a completely different discipline, especially with the road course stuff. So it's always neat when you can see other dirt racers try and find their way up the ladder.
Any additional questions for Kyle? Come back to Lee here up front.
Just kind of curious, you're a world-class driver, you get in so much stuff, and when you see a guy like SVG come along, are you kind of amazed at his technique and his racecraft?
Yeah, absolutely. For sure, he's so good, and it's rare that you see somebody stand out, like distance himself from the competition as much as he is. He's way, way, way better than us at the road course stuff, and he's got his own technique, you can call it, not his own, because the rest of the world does it, but right foot braking and clutching and all that stuff, and you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Like, there's zero chance I can learn how to do that, and even if I did, there's zero chance that I can have it be better than what I'm probably doing left foot braking. So he's just he's so good. So and he's still new to the oval stuff, so he's going to continue to get better at that. And I mean, he could, if he can figure out the ovals, he'll be dominant.
Additional questions? Finish with Brian.
Kind of elaborating on that, do you think here at Sonoma, the rest of the Cup Garage has a little bit more for Shane because this is a track that we've been coming to for a really long time, and this will be the first time that he's racing in a Cup car here?
I'd hope that we're a little closer, but he's still going to be the fastest, I think. You look at Xfinity and dominated the weekend here last year, and he's going to dominate it again today, being on the pole and all that. So I don't know why he would be any different in the Cup car. I would say he's the competition's a little closer to him as we come to more normal road courses, like a Coda, hopefully Sonoma, Watkins Glen, still the fastest, there last year, but it's a race. But yeah, Mexico, he was super good. And then Chicago, I think he's just really, really, really familiar with the size of his car and what it takes to, push the limits and not be over the limit. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I hope that we're much closer to him this week, but as good as he is, I expect him to be, fastest in qualifying and executing a good race again.
Kyle, thanks for taking the time to join us today, and good luck this weekend.
Yep, thanks.